What's good, YouTube? This your man, Spill Dog. Man, these dudes is just, I hate when they give motherfuckers anything to run with now that we got social media, man. They just, this shit take on a life of its own, and all this PED stuff is overshadowing the fight. We got a big fight coming up. This gonna be a good fight. I think it's gonna be a close fight. I think Crawford got way more chance than they have initially thought going into the fight. I feel like it's the closer we get to the fight, they seeing it's not as much of a mismatch as they thought it was. And I think there's some people getting a little nervous about this fight coming up. The PED thing, like I said in the last video I made, I hate Bud done brought this dude in their camp. You don't bring this guy in, you don't gotta go through all this, but he here now. Even if they was to get rid of him at this point, it's too late now. It is what it is. They're gonna be talking about this shit before and after the fight now, especially if somehow he come out and win this fight. Oh man, you think you hearing some shit now? Oh man, it's gonna be ridiculous if he come out. If he come out this with a win, man, and I just say it over and over again. Skills pay the bills in the boxing ring. Whether a guy taking PEDs or not, the PEDs don't fight. The fighters fight. So, you got to have the skills to pull it off, even if you is on some. It ain't gonna make you the $6 million man or no shit like that. You still gotta be able to land these shots. You still gotta be able to outfight this fighter. So no matter what's going on, the better fighter will win the fight. That's just bottom line what I feel. I don't think even if a guy owns something, I don't think that'll be enough to beat high A level fighters. I think it's going. I just think the better man usually gonna win, or the better, bigger, stronger man. Canelo is the bigger man, he the stronger man. He should win this fight, but at the same time, after watching that fight with Skull and the fight with Charlo, he could definitely be outboxed if you got a guy who can fight enough to who can fight enough to make sure the points just don't get too close. I think Terrence Crawford is a good enough fighter where he can fight hard in spots, maybe even somewhat bad Canelo up a little bit here and there. He gonna be on his back foot most of the fight, ain't no doubt about it. That's common sense. But as long as he can box good off the back foot and at times get in there and run off combinations and tie him up and get up out of there, he got a shot. He got a shot at it, man. It just seemed like the closer it get to the fight, dudes talking about how big Bud looking and shit like that. Well, he gonna be fighting at 168 pounds. He probably about 175 or something like that. I'm sure he ain't at fight weight yet. So yeah, he gonna look buff. If you going, like I say, people that's close to boxing understand more so, but a lot of people that's just working and typing on their laptops and watching the fights on TV, they don't be in these boxing gyms to know how big professional welterweights actually look when they in between fights and up until the weigh in. These guys is they muscular, they strong and big as a motherfucker. Some of these guys backs be wide like bird wings on their back. Oscar De La Hoya had one of them big backs like that. These dudes be nice size. You gotta imagine yourself in perfect tip top condition. Your bone structure. I mean, you gonna look. Them guys look good. So if you 175 in shape, in tip top shape, man, you gonna you might look like you 200 pounds straight up, cause it's gonna be mostly all muscle, and you swole up. It ain't relaxed. It's nice and tight and solid. So, he gonna look bigger. Hell, he going up 2 divisions. I mean, think about it, man. Some of the shit, motherfucker saying, he going basically from 147. He had one fight at 154, so he basically a welterweight. To me, he coming from 147 to 168. That's 21 motherfucking pounds, which means until fight time, shit, he might be 180 pounds and shit like that, 180, 190 pounds. On some of them pictures, it wasn't fight time yet. He got a whole month and change to sweat them pounds down. And you damn right he look big. Go look at Canelo. And I don't know why it's everybody watching one fighter, and that's why I say it seemed to me like somebody who got some real leverage at the top is getting a little apprehensive and nervous about this fight. I think in the beginning it looked like a nice little sweet cherry for Canelo to pluck off the vine. Go bring Crawford up, the little dude. We gonna beat him up, woo woo, and it's starting to look more like it might not happen like that. That's what I'm thinking. It just seems like this shit is a one-sided. It's completely one-sided, where the accusations being thrown, whereas you got one guy who ain't never been caught, and another guy who have, but the guy who ain't never been caught getting all the scrutiny. Now the guy who ain't never been caught got the mad scientist in this corner too. So I mean that don't help it none. When you got a guy on record saying what he's saying, but still it seems like can we be just a little bit fair with the criticism? If that's all we gonna talk about is this bullshit PED shit. One guy got a snake in his corner. One guy done already got popped doing some shit. Ain't nobody gonna admit to that. I'm gonna just be honest with you. If they doing it, they not gonna admit it. So asking them is the dumbest shit in the world. Without proof, leave it the fuck alone. That's what I say, because it's just gonna be your opinion. That's just like if somebody go in a store and steal something. If you ask them, you think they gonna tell you they stole this shit and take their ass to jail? Hell no, you gotta catch them. So if a motherfucker doing something wrong, and unless you catch them, they ain't gonna fess up to no shit like that. I mean, so it's ignorant and pointless, asking these dumb ass questions that a lot of people ask, unless you gonna be able to get the proof, which you're not gonna be able to get. The man already said that. You just gotta go with whatever the hell your opinion is and leave it at that. I would say this. I blame the fighter for bringing somebody in their camp that even get this fucking narrative out there in the air, because this don't have to be going on. This don't have to be going on. So obviously these fighters are willing to take this negative press, knowing that there ain't gonna be no way that you can prove nothing. So you can say what you want to say. And I ain't saying what they is or what they ain't doing, but I just know this. There ain't no way. See, like I said, then again, I don't know. I was completely green to it for a while. I had heard a dude, but I just never, stuff like that don't, it is what it is. It went at one end, out the other. You can't stop listening to it now. I mean, you forced, if you didn't know who this guy was by now, if you care anything about boxing, done some research on him and realize, damn, they got a questionable dude on their team, quite a few people. And you have to ask yourself why. Then you go look at the fighters and look, what do you see different in them? And if you seeing marked differences in them dealing with this guy, people gonna come with their own assumptions. But they put it out there for it to happen. Sometimes when a guy is of a sketchy nature, it's your job as athletes to rid y'all sport up a person like that. Just the fact that having him in your camp bring all this negative, not just light on you, but on the sport in general. Seem like you wouldn't want no guy like that to have such a big face in your sport. Straight up. If that's just from a fan perspective. I'm just saying, if I'm out there and I'm deep in the boxing thing. What y'all think? Don't you think it's better for us not to have, for them not to have that type of guy bringing these type of eyes to the sport? Do you want the world looking at the sport in a negative way, thinking, "Oh, these fighters in America over here taking juice to win"? And all? Do you want that image on the sport? Because if you don't, then it's y'all job to disassociate yourself from a person that's gonna bring that type of that type of exposure and that type of negative press to the sport. Now, if you don't care, then you do what you're doing. Don't matter to me one way or the other. I'm gonna watch boxing, but to the people that matter, if they really love their sport, then you have to protect your sport. You have to try to keep the least amount of situations like that as possible in it, because once you bring this shit in, this is what comes with it. What's going on right now in this fight right here. Now maybe motherfuckers don't care, and if they don't, then so be it. Don't matter to me. That's for damn sure. But this is something that completely is avoidable. This is something that really don't even have to be going on. And if I was gonna associate with a guy like that, I just wouldn't make it the public knowledge, because this shit's gonna come with it. And them other fighters they talking about, like Blue Blood, and them saying they ain't saying nothing about them. They will. They will. It's coming soon to a theater near you. They not scheduled to fight right now. They not in no big fight like this. Once this fight is over, they gonna be pointing fingers all over the place, especially if Crawford win. So like I say, man, it's half a dozen in one hand, six in the other. What are you comfortable with, as far as your legacy, and as far as the people that you bring on your team? If you're comfortable with this type of exposure, then do what you do. If you don't want this kind of exposure and this type of negative press, then you have to be careful who you bring up in your shit, because people, is everything is a lot more noticeable than it was a long time ago. And if you bring certain people in and there's so much proof that they move a certain way, I mean, why would they expect them to all of a sudden turn ethical, and they ain't been that way? And who in the hell thought boxers ain't never been, I mean, come on, dog. I mean, it is what it is, man. This shit is big money involved in this shit, man. But that's it for me on this video. If you like the video, hit the like and subscribe. Till the next time, it's your boy Spill Dog. I'm out.